The classes never lasted more than an hour. And a few of these classes, Miss Wyvette's children were there. She kept going in and out of the room, and she goes, I have some drama going on. I'm sorry, I apologize that,
Is that how you teach a course? Wyvette?
It's not how I teach a course. My daughters were there because I couldn't get them to the babysitter. That's the only reason they were there.
So you took the course?
I took the course.
Okay, so you weren't happy with it?
What I did was I stuck with it because I said to myself, you know, all I've got is a few more weeks, and then I knew I would move on to the clinicals and I would be done with Miss Wyvette.
You did the written or the...
I did the written, ma'am, and I
and then you were going to the
received
clinicals.
a 94, you know, and I said to Miss Wyvette once again, Miss Wyvette, I've told you I have felonies, and that as far as a medical facility, are you sure? She goes, oh, I've talked to these people. They're not going to do any background checks because you are not going to be working for them.
So you get to your clinical at this medical center.
So I go to the clinicals. Friday, I walk in at 3 o'clock, and I'm sitting in the lab, and the head lady calls me to the back. And she goes, Janet, I'm going to have to ask that you turn in your student lab ID because of your background check. And I was humiliated, I was embarrassed, and I felt as if I'd been put out there as a goat. And I looked at her and I said, ma'am, I talked to Miss Wyvette. Miss Wyvette assured me that I didn't have to worry about this, it wouldn't matter, they would not do a background check. I said I would never do that to myself because I know what I did. And she said, well, I'm sorry. She goes, but Miss Wyvette and I never held this conversation. I said, you never talked to her? She goes, no, ma'am.
Did you know who the woman is that she talked to?
Okay, there's 2 lab managers. There's, you know, like a tier person and a supervisor.
Yeah.
I deal with the manager person, and I have a statement from her stating that she did not know about the new HR policy, and nor did I know.
Okay, so you're saying they changed the policy.
There you go. Prior to not even the last felony student that went through was in May. Before her, she had no trouble. So
do we call them felony students at this place?
Ma'am.
Next time I go to draw blood, I'm going to say, are you a felony student?
That's right.
Do they check criminal records here?
Because it's seeming that that I didn't care that she had issues, and I made promises to her. So I want to be clear that I've helped other students that had issues. Maybe I should state it like that. I've helped several other students.
I'm quite sympathetic to people with criminal records because people make mistakes, pay their dues, but then that record goes with you for the rest of your life. But in any event, here we are. She gets to the center, and guess what? The felony becomes a major issue, and she can't work or get her training there.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
When she proceeded to tell me that, I'm sorry, I did not know that they were doing that they just started, and I will find you an alternative place. She was screaming at me. She was calling me different, saying I was greedy. I'm not trying to humiliate. It doesn't even benefit me to gain. To
right,
do
it
that
doesn't
way.
benefit her.
Yes.
I don't think she did it to you intentionally.
And so
I'll
find an alternative place, but I'm waiting for someone to get back with you.
You wanted your money back.
Well, first of all, I talked to her. She goes, I said, I would like a copy of my contract, a copy of my grades, and a copy. She goes, well, I have an alternative spot you can go to, and da-da-da-da-da. She proceeded to tell me that she would send me a certified letter stating, giving a copy of my contract, my grades, and the alternative spot.
Okay, but
Okay, she never, for 2 weeks, I sat and waited for that letter.
Did you ever send her that stuff?
Yes, here's a
How do you know? Do you have a receipt?
receipt of the certified letter and everything.
Ma'am, I never received a letter in the mail.
Well, okay, wait. You didn't receive it. Let's see. Did you ever see this before?
And here's a copy of
Can
the
I
certified
see that?
letter. The same day that she came in,
Let
the
me
same
see.
day we made sure that she sent it.
And I'd like to see that.
Well, Janet Rivera's grades.
Yes, ma'am.
By the way, you did very, very well on quiz 1 and 2. You got 100%. So anyway,
Your Honor, honestly.
by the way, so she tried to get a hold of you, tried to give you the information. She wasn't withholding it from you, okay? She wasn't withholding it from you. Did she pay the full amount?
Yes, ma'am.
And showing the also the letter from the clinical location. If she would have called,
Wait a minute.
she would have got paid training.
Can she get that now?
I would have to go back and see if I could get a favor.
If you could get that, would you be interested?
If I could go and not have to deal with her.
If she undertakes getting you another job, another clinical possibility, and if you can get them, I mean, explain it to them that you are here, the judge would like you to try and resolve it, that this would be important, you'd be satisfied, wouldn't
Yes,
you?
ma'am.
Okay? So your case will be dismissed. You are going to try and get her, or you are going to get her clinical training, okay? Case dismissed.